How's it going? Today is 16th of May, Thursday, and we're taking a look at market, what kind of opportunities we can find. In today's video, let's review three different articles. I had reviewed so many of those. I just picked what I think I can offer and will bring more interest in. Either way, that really government release is not necessary. So I'll poke a little bit of fun, just so people might have more fun listening to opinions, but either way, so that will be government releases, right? So let's take a look at what government is doing, right, and offer some feedback to the government, I guess. This within first article, we're gonna be taking a look at trains that will be all aboard. New proposal aims to attract more young train drivers. Thousands of opportunities could open for young people securing skills. We need to improve our railway in the long term. It's something that was published today. I would say that can we automate trains so there would no need for people to drive in those. So other than that, let's try to understand this article. Consultation on lowering minimum age to become train driver in Great Britain from 20 to 18. Thousands of opportunities could open up for young people as early as this summer. Measures could help future-proof the workforce and support reliability for services. It's just the trains, I think it's very expensive, right? And then take a look at the risk. So trains are very expensive, but can potentially some of the software solutions can take some of that responsibility away from the driver, right? So if anything, a driver could oversee all operations, but if operations could be done by centralized software. I don't know. I hope the cybersecurity, all these kind of things, right? But other than that, I think software can do even better work than the person needing to be there. Efforts to open up more careers in the rail sector for young people could improve reliability of the train services under new proposal being put forward today, today's date, 16th of March. If agreed, new regulations lowering minimum age for train drivers from 20 to 18 could be in place as early as this summer, helping set thousands of young people on track. There's a lot of puns. So many different puns. I don't even want to read it anymore. So many puns. Yeah, that's all article basically. So let's progress to the next article. They're gonna throw a lot of puns in there. So basically, we're looking to lower age. If anything, let's take a look at how we can remove a need of person being there in the first place. So it could be operate without the people, right? So myself be more interested in those opportunities. Let's progress to the next one. They keep throwing those puns in there. Let's take a look at next press release after the cutting edge drone killer radio wave weapon developing at peace. Interesting. I'm interested in price, how much such equipment would cost. But either way, that will be a new game-changing weapon that uses radio waves to disable enemy electronics and take down multiple drones at once in under development for UK's armed forces. That would be important just to name a few areas that would be perhaps critical infrastructure, right? So how to protect that kind of critical infrastructure. I don't know if they actually have it. I don't think they have it. I was taking a look at myself briefly. I was taking a look at simulations online, then how swarms of drones would be able to enter into different regions and how those drones would be able to take down, right? So some of those simulations of how many very expensive rockets would need to be sent into those drones, but that would overwhelm price tags, right? Rockets and all drones and how much all these kind of things would cost, right? So I don't know, but if they can develop that would be great, right? Let's take a look at the entire article, right? Again, I'm sharing my opinions. I don't know what actually, so it's I'm not. Perhaps it's, if UK or other governments would decide to develop such technologies, would be very important to take a look at the price and how to jump such a technology and how expensive it could be to build entire infrastructure as well as alternative ways of taking down not necessarily only drones, right? But jam entire equipment if they can. So either way, that way, systems can neutralize a swarm of drones for 10p a shot. Okay, that's very important. If you can actually do it, I don't think they can. Yeah, I don't think they can. You can design and build systems offer operational advantages and battlefield protection. And the last one would be UK Armed Forces will be operating with the technology in the coming years. Okay, if we can do it, that's really great. A new game-changing weapons that use radio waves to disable limited electronics and or take down multiple drones at once is under development for UK's armed forces. The forms part of the work to put the UK's defense industry on a war footing following the Prime Minister's announcement last month of the increase of the defense budget to 2.5 GDP by 2030. An example of radio frequency directed energy weapons, the Verstar system can detect, track, and engage a range of threats across land, air, or sea. The system will be able to affect targets up to 1 kilometer away. Okay, with further developments in extending the range of ongoing, it beams radio waves to disrupt, damage, and critical electronic components of enemy vehicles, causing them to stop in their tracks of the fall out of the sky at only 10p per shot, just for one shot, right? The RFDEV beams is significant cost-effective alternative to traditional missile-based air defense systems capable of downing dangerous drone swarms while instant effect. The high levels of automation also means that the system itself can be operated by a single person. This technology can be offered a solution to protect and or defend critical assets and bases. If we can do it, that's a great price. I like the price, so we're not potentially overpaying for every shot compared to rockets. How much they those fireworks, right? But I don't know how much system costs, so that's a different issue. That other than that, it's good that they're doing it. By the way, I think everyone can do it. By the way, if yourself are interested in developing similar solutions, any company can do it, more or less. Perhaps there's the requirements for a company to meet, but other than that, these opportunities that I'm reading right now, I think it's available for everyone. You just need to reach out to the right people, and which is not that hard to do. To develop this technology, it's very hard to do. But reaching out and ask a couple of questions if I can do it or anyone, any company can do it. It's not that hard to do. That's the reason why I'm reading it. It's not other than business opportunities. So financial incentives to develop this kind of technologies and offer this kind of technologies, right? That's the reason why I'm reading this article. Other than that, they take a look at potentially technology laboratories, all these kind of things. I don't think that's relevant right now. Let's progress to the last article. Let's take a look at the last article. That would be what I think that would be energy production and current costs in the market and taxpayers paying for some of the projects and alternatives in the market, right? That would be UKAEA awards close to 10 million to 6 organizations to fusion projects, right? So again, so if there is a market demand, then there are some people and or companies who can potentially offer solutions to the market, right? So there is a problem, and there is a people out there solving those problems. That's the reason, right? Why I'm reading its articles. The contracts were awarded through a fusion industry program to scale up projects dedicated to addressing fusion energy challenges, right? So let's try again. Let's try to reach out to this organization, right? Let's see how anyone. So if they have awarded this opportunity to 6 companies, right? They should create these opportunities to award similar contracts to 10 companies, right? So it would be fair. If you would ask me, why can it be 10 companies, right? So let's see how we can reach out to this organization and see how any company can receive contracts to solve this kind of problem, right? United Kingdom Atomic Energy Authority and UK's National Fusion Energy Research and Development Organizations has awarded 6 organizations with close to 10 million of the contracts to advance their concepts to support fusion energy development. The contracts were awarded to 3 universities and 3 companies focusing on digital engineering and fusion fuel cells developing dedicated and addressing fusion energy challenges. Okay, so 3 universities and 3 companies. Okay, so it's a little bit more complex. So I would say 5 companies and 5 universities, and perhaps taxpayers would not necessarily would overpay for energy in the UK. Easy. So why it's only 3 universities and 3 companies? Let's increase those numbers. It's a very common sense approach, right? Let's progress within this article. I haven't read this article, right? If we're gonna begin discussing some of his projects, not necessarily myself, I'm not necessarily that interested in going into details, right? Other than what I'm interested in is how I can reach out to this organization, right? That would be UK's United Kingdom Atomic Energy Authority. That's why I'm interested in how anybody can receive these opportunities. That's why I'm interested, right? The contract range between close to half a million and close to 2 million. Here you go. That's a little bit of money, right? And funded by UK's Atomic Energy Authority Fusion Industry Program, an initiative launched in 2021 to develop the necessary technology and our skills for the future global fusion power plant market. This market, if you would ask me, is on a rise, right? So how just because of world demand for energy, is on projection to increase, right? Not necessarily would reduce, right? So if it will increase, I see a lot of opportunities in this market. If I would reach out to this organization, let's see how we can potentially do business together. I think we're organizing a lot of events, right? That would be in-person events. I'm not necessarily interested in traveling, other than I'm interested in see how we can begin. Perhaps some of those opportunities include and or where we can begin. Perhaps 10,000, 50,000 pounds contracts, right? From 50,000 progressing into 200,000 contracts. From 2,000, 200,000 progressing to half a million, 5 million, and more responsibilities, more of a stress, right? But that's progression, right? And where people can find these opportunities, right? It's only 3 companies and 3 universities. The contracts will develop next generation digital tools for future fusion power plant designs and advanced production or handling of hydrogen isotopes. There's names and people making statements. Not necessarily myself interested in that. But other than that, the latest contract builds upon Fusion Industry Program contracts awarded in December 2023. The Fusion Industry Program represents a crucial components of United Kingdom's Atomic Energy Authority's priorities efforts alongside academia, other research organizations, and all in the industrial supply chains for commercialized fusion energy technology. Okay, just quick note, right? So I think it was yesterday there was a parliamentary hearing. It's always good to take a look at Parliament and what Parliament is doing, right? And they were taking a look at some of the facilities, and I think some of the either government or businesses acquiring a lot of land in different parts of UK and developing some of the new and exciting projects, right? And people are interested if they're gonna have a jobs, right? so, so there's a lot of opportunities up there available, right? So perhaps down this article we're discussing more in detail of what they're looking to do. Myself, I'm looking to engage with the industry and perhaps reach out to the people who are organizing this or similar programs. And we're beginning conversation about 10,000. From 10,000, let's move to 50,000 and progress, right? So nice and easy. So there would be, instead of 3 businesses and 3 universities, it could be perhaps 10 businesses and 10 universities, right? Thanks for watching. See you next one.